Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
We're going streaking!
Dave's Video Graveyard.
That guy in a little coat.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm not a smart man.
Shut up!
One tubby.
What's wrong with him?
My first thought would be alive.
Why so serious?
Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
Of all the radio shows in the world, this is definitely one of them. Dave's Video Graveyard on 100.5 WOWFM.
Okay, you people sit tight, hold the fort, and keep the home fires burning. And if we're not back by dawn, call the president.
It is Dave's Video Graveyard with you once again for your Monday evening. An absolute pleasure to be with you. Paulie, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad. How's your week been?
Good. My wife had a birthday, so this weekend we've just been doing stuff, and we had a night to ourselves, so we decided not to go out and do anything awesome. We sat in and watched 3 movies until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ah, nice.
Just because we're old now, and that's what we do.
Nice. So did you watch anything of substance?
We watched Patriot Games, because we did the Harrison Ford one last, and we both never seen it before. We watched Spotlight, so yeah, it's good to watch a journalistic film about pedophilia on a birthday sort of thing.
Romantic.
Romantic. You know me. And
ladies, look out, ladies.
Then we're about to go to bed, and Patriots Day came on. And I didn't really want to see it, but then Mark Wahlberg just sucked me in, and then it was 2 o'clock, and we watched it until 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's how we spent our weekend. And I just watched Jumanji with my son.
Ah, nice. What do you think of Jumanji?
It's good to revisit. I just forgot how good that movie is, and to watch someone watch a kid watch it for the first time is just I'd watch it again just to watch him watch it. It's really cool.
Nice. I watched for the first time this week. Finally got around to watching Downsizing.
How's it? Do you like it?
It's as enjoyable as it is disappointing. I know that's a very vague thing, but
what is it with you and Damon? You hate him.
Oh no, I wanted this and Suburbicon to be my 2 favourite movies, and guess what? Neither of them were. Stylistically, it was pretty good. The special effects are great. Visually, it's good, but it just, I don't know. It's one of those films that have fallen into the trap of recent films where the trailers promise you something that doesn't get delivered.
Right, okay.
So that's probably my only gripe. Other than that, I think more so it's nothing that's been marketed as.
Right.
The biggest
I heard
thing.
it's really depressing.
I was really surprised that just the way things unfold, but maybe that's a good thing and it's more on what I expected. Anyway, speaking of things that are good, tonight we are joined for another Guest Choice special.
Your segues need work.
Whatever. Speaking of things that are speaking, tonight our guest is going to make speaking words with her mouth. We are joined tonight by Savannah Summers. We'll be playing a song before then and then coming back. And don't forget, we better let you know this.
The following episode of Dave's Video Graveyard contains spoilers and naughty words. Listener discretion is advised.
100.5 WOW FM. This is Dave's Video Graveyard. Turning the mics on before giving anyone a warning. So, as we mentioned before, and I did an awesome segue, and Paul made all the noise with his bottle of water, we were talking all about tonight's Guest Choice guest. How's that?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm going alright. I'm a little bit threatened, a little bit upset, but that's fine. So we are joined right now by Riot City Wrestling's Princess of Perfection. It is Savannah Summers. How you doing?
I'm good.
So tonight we are going through your 12 favourite movies of all time.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing really well.
It should be good.
I'm looking forward to it. I've seen a list and it's a bit different to the others we've had.
I'm a girl?
No.
Do you have many girls on?
No. Have you seen it?
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's probably different.
When this man messages them and they see his profile picture, like, yeah, nah.
No, well,
Good.
you know, I have a
Not me though.
It's Facebook, but I'm still trying to swipe.
I have had a few female guests. I'm like, do you want to come on my radio show? And they're always like,
I'll pick you up in my van.
firstly, like, I don't know your radio show. I don't know how you got into my bathroom. You know, all the semantics.
Yeah.
The usual. But no, it's so for those listening, you are a professional wrestler.
Indeed, I am.
How do you get into that?
You find a good school and you go and train and hope that you're good enough to be on shows.
And how did you get into it?
Basically, I always wanted to be a wrestler since I was really young, and I started watching it on TV, just fell in love, knew I wanted to do it.
Was it on Channel 9? Like, everyone, like a lot of the other guys sort of watching it that we had
I
on.
have no idea what station it was on. I was like 10.
Apparently late at night, like that's when they started watching it.
Yes, it was on at like, I think I got up at about 12:30 at night, really quiet, you know, so my parents wouldn't know I was awake. And yeah, would sit there in my room watching wrestling all by myself.
How'd you find out about to want to do that? Like,
I didn't. I just discovered it on TV.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
My dad was never into wrestling. He hated it when I told him I found it, and I was like, look at this amazing thing that I found. He's like, yeah, it's wrestling, it's fake, it's crap. Why would you even get into that? I'm like, shut up, it's amazing.
So that just spurned you onto
Yeah, no, and I don't have brothers or anything, so yeah, I just found it, discovered it, and fell in love, and just knew that it's what I wanted to do. And I didn't know we had it in Adelaide.
Yep.
I had planned to move to Sydney because my auntie lives in Sydney, when I turned 18, so I could pursue it. That's how much I wanted to do it. I knew it's what I wanted to do.
Excellent.
And I don't know, I can't remember why I knew they had it in Sydney. I saw it on TV or something, and I was like, yep, okay, Sydney it is. And then one day I was in town when I was 18 for one of my friend's 18th birthdays, and we met some wrestlers.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk about the universe bringing you what you want, right?
Yeah.
Just met some guys. They're like, we're pro wrestlers. And I'm like, I want to be a pro wrestler. And they're like, come and train. So 2 weeks later, I went and trained. And 2 weeks later, I was on my first show.
Excellent.
Not as a wrestler. As a valet. But yeah, a year after that, I had my first match. And it was amazing.
So who were your your idols, like when you first started out, when you're watching it on TV late at night, like who were the ones you really gravitated towards?
Definitely Trish Stratus and Lita, like the two main girls I would say at the time. But pretty much any other girl that popped up, I was like, oh my God, she's amazing too. I just love them all. But The Rock was definitely the number one guy that stood out at the time. He was, the top and had the belt and had the charisma and the looks and everything. And yeah, I definitely loved him.
Sable was awesome, but that's for other reasons.
Yeah, I definitely like Sable. She wasn't around as much when I started watching it, but yeah, I definitely loved all her stuff.
Awesome. So as you would know, the perception of professional wrestling is it's a bit of a boys' club. So obviously it's come a long way in the indie scene, not just locally. Have you found that a lot of people, once they get over the initial, oh, that's fake, do they get into the like, oh, but you're a girl? Like, do you get that kind of thing?
Definitely get, but you're too small to be a wrestler and all that kind of stuff. But usually people that don't watch wrestling, so they don't understand that you don't have to be any particular size or shape to do it. You know, they'll take whoever if you're good. They don't mind. But yeah, no, it's definitely changed a lot. I would definitely still say it's a male-dominated sport.
Right.
I don't think that's ever going to change just because there's just not as many females out there into it. But it's so good to see the women stepping up now and the men giving the women the spotlight like they never used to have. So I love it.
Not giving, you're earning it.
Earning it, sorry.
Yeah.
But still the men giving respect to the women and
definitely
saying, you guys deserve this spot. Yeah.
Well, because I remember taking my kids a couple of years ago to City Chicks, and even I was a little bit skeptical. I'm like, my boys, they're really,
Hardcore wrestling fans, yeah.
Went along, and my oldest fell in love with Blair Alexis, and my youngest is like, this is awesome. When's the next one? Which he always is. You got a show coming up next weekend, is that right?
Yes. The International Assault Tour will be hitting Adelaide, so I will be on there. Yes, it's always a good one to come along to. It's a big show, a lot of big names on there, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Did you ever get to a point in your training where you were like, I'm going to go back and beat up all my ex-boyfriends?
No. I actually probably get along with all my ex-boyfriends. I'm not one of those kind of people.
Are you saying you're not at that level in training yet? I read what you're putting down.
Yeah, something like that.
Awesome. We might go into a song and we'll come back and we'll start talking about those movie things.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right. Here we are on WOWFM. 100.5 WOWFM. Paulie, who's that?
Juliet Caesar and the Tremor Dolls. Yeah, excellent band. If you ever go, like one of the best live shows you'll see. They just did a show. I don't know whether they got much coming up. I know they got a new album coming out this year, so keep your ears and eyes peeled.
Awesome. Now, before we get into the first movie we'll be talking about tonight, I thought of something I'd like to ask you. Living or dead, who would your dream wrestling match be against?
Probably Trish Stratus.
Wow.
Yeah, she is like, the biggest name, I think. One of the biggest names in wrestling. So, women's wrestling. If you want to say women's wrestling, I'm not supposed to say that anymore, right?
Wrestling, just
but
wrestling.
She's just... Yeah, someone that I watched from the beginning, and I think she's amazing. She transformed herself so much from where she was to becoming what she is now, and definitely if I could pick anyone, I would pick her.
And what kind of match would it be?
Just a normal match.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be anything.
There's a little bit creepy.
It doesn't need to be anything special. I'm happy with just a regular basic match.
What are you going to wear?
Have you ever seen her play, wrestle live?
No.
No. Okay.
Never.
She's never come to Australia or anything like that?
I don't think so. Maybe that first tour they did, the big one in Melbourne, but I couldn't get tickets to. I know Lita was on that one, I think. But no, I've never seen either of them live.
And she's not around anymore. I don't know.
No, they both don't wrestle anymore.
To explain
unless I go over and they do another, Royal Rumble and
unless
they
you go over there and she's having breakfast somewhere and you're like,
let's go. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if I had heaps of money, I could make it happen, but I don't. So I can't.
Give her lots of money.
Yeah, she could probably wrestle me.
Start a GoFundMe.
It could go weird though.
There's GoFundMes for way worse.
Yeah. You start a GoFundMe and it's construed as an actual threat.
Yeah.
Help Savannah kick Trish in the face.
I'd be fine if she kicked me in the face.
$2. Someone kick Savannah in the face.
$2 raised so far from 3 sponsors.
Yes.
Alrighty, let's go to the movies. Tell us your first choice for tonight.
I think we'll go with Beetlejuice.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you're saying off air that you've already written a Beetlejuice sequel.
Yes, I've spoken to so many people about this. I'm the worst. I've just got the best idea for a sequel, and I have heard that they're doing a sequel, and it worries me that it's going to be shit, and mine is going to be better, and I'm going to be so disappointed.
Well,
you do sound like a fan fiction editor.
I just don't want him to ruin it.
Why do you like the original so much?
I love movies that are different.
Yeah. That
sort of push the limits a bit. I think back in the day it was definitely a different movie to come out. I love movies I can't predict. I can predict movies so easily. I hate it. I love it, but I hate it. People watching movies with me hate it because I tend to just say, I bet you this happens, and then it does.
Yep.
So I love that movie because, it's just so out of the box.
I think like that scene at the table, I walked into my sister watching it and I'm like, what is this? Like, it's so good. And it's like, and then I made her rewind it because this is back in VHS time, people.
Yes.
So and then I watched it again and it became one of my favorites. So
that scene is probably really big with me and my sister because I watched it back with her, and we will quite often just break out into songs sometimes.
And you can pick cool people if they start doing one with you, and you know what's
you know what's up. That's it.
You're a fiddle juicer.
Exactly.
Why aren't I cool when I sing stuff from Grease 2 to people in the mall?
Because I don't know why you need to ask that question.
Whatever.
You're like, hopelessly devoted. They're like, what?
If only it's Grease 2. What did you think of Tim Burton's latest stuff? Did you follow him through, or are you stuck with the classics?
I tend to watch everything. It's, just whether I like it or not, I'll still watch stuff because I have a lot of time on my hands.
I'm not a huge fan of him, but I really like Sweeney Todd. I think that was really good, like when he did that.
Yeah.
And, I didn't mind. I actually just caught Alice in Wonderland the other day, and I don't know about that. Like,
I didn't bother.
It's very weird. I don't know how it could be a kids movie because it's a very, very like.
I love Alice in Wonderland. It's
Like,
one of my favourites, but I was going to say not the new ones.
Like, the old, so watching the old one, you're like, oh, that's fine. But then like he just sort of went through and just like let's like even the Queen, like looking at the Queen the entire movie, I'm like, oh.
He just threw CGI at everything.
Yeah. There's some certain Tim Burton stuff I like and stuff I hate. So.
Yeah, I think I'd always check out his stuff just because I do like some of his stuff and I love the different sort of stuff, the out of the box. So
Batman Returns was on your list, wasn't it?
Pardon?
Batman Returns was on your list, wasn't it? Yeah, let's talk about that now. So
okay.
let's keep on a Burton thing.
Love Batman Returns mostly because of Catwoman. Such a strong character. Definitely my favourite Catwoman that's ever. I hate Anne Hathaway as Catwoman and a few others in there. Halle Berry, terrible. But yeah, just I love Batman. All the original Batmans, not the recent ones. Some of them, but I should just say I should say the Batman himself in the movie.
Oh right,
I do not like.
So you're Keaton all the way.
Yes,
okay, cool.
Yeah, I like
Beetlejuice.
Yes, I like the originals.
So you're like, oh, Beetlejuice is going to be Batman. This is amazing.
But I think that's why it's one from my childhood as well, and it definitely brings back like memories. But yeah, Batman all the way.
My first M-rated movie I saw in the cinema was Batman Returns, and it was it's quite a good, like I caught it recently, like it's really dark.
Yeah.
Like that movie is like, I really like Christopher Walken, like Max Schreck in that movie is excellent.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito is visually unsettling.
Oh my God.
That's why it's so good.
I absolutely loved it, but Warner Brothers looked at it from a selling toys perspective and they're like, what is this? This is an S&M
Rubber ducks.
Yeah. And in this one, Batman's killing people because he like sets one of those clown dudes on fire with the Batmobile.
Yeah. That first, the fight with the clown dudes when they first on the parade, like that is freaky. Like, even freakier than the first Batman. I think like when I first saw that, I was even a bit unnerved in the cinema. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, no, it's done really well.
I remember there was the one giant skeleton head on a motorbike bad guy.
Yeah.
He was really unsettling to me as a kid. Speaking of being a kid watching these films, I remember Beetlejuice taping it off TV because Mum and Dad used to keep a bit of a loose rein on me and my sister with what we could watch. Depending, we're having crisis counselling right now. Depending on the and because Beetlejuice was rated PG back in the day.
It was, yeah.
Had the F word in it.
How could that
They didn't
movie...
care back in the day.
Would not.
If that got released now, I think it would be either a hard M or even MA, maybe.
You
like,
would
I don't
not
know.
believe it. You actually probably would.
Yeah.
How many times in my everyday working professional life I'm presented with a small scale model of something and I quote this movie and it totally gets missed what I'm talking about. I even do the grab and everything.
Yep.
And this was also, Beetlejuice was also, this is not body shaming, this is an observation. This is before Geena Davis had a weird shaped head.
Oh, come on.
Geena Davis has a weird shaped head.
What's the show where she's the president?
Not Madam Secretary.
Whatever that
the
one
other
is.
one, yeah.
Something happened to the shape of her head and it's unsettling.
Is it weird shaped or is it just like a big forehead or something?
I can't describe it.
She got old, okay? She got old.
No, it's
it's
Geena Davis wearing a paper mache Geena Davis mask.
Oh, okay.
So
Not
she
body
lost
shaming.
weight is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Because I was watching just the other night on TV, Thelma and Louise was on.
Yeah.
And I was like, you are so very pretty and a great actress. And then I remember that now she doesn't look like that. Anyway, moving right along.
Have you seen her? Did you watch The Exorcist? There's a new Exorcist series.
No.
It's really good. Like if you see it anywhere, it's sort of it goes back to the original Exorcist 2. It's one of the best horror series I've seen in years. It's freaky. It's really really cool.
Sussed out.
James Davis is in it, and yeah, it's awesome.
You're unsettlingly set on us watching that.
You need to, because
Come to my house right now.
A lot of people said like saw it come out and they're like, oh, like it's just rebooting it, and it's like it's not. It's following on from it, and it's really good. It's the second season out. I haven't watched that, but the first season definitely give it a go. That is my recommendation of the night. Now play a song because there's awkward silence.
It's not awkward. Let's
not awkward at
enjoy
all.
it for now. 100.5 WOWFM. This is Dave's Video Graveyard. We are joined tonight by Savannah Summers, taking us through her favourite films, and she said she's going to be talking about Terminator 2 this evening, so we've all got that to look forward to. But before then, what's your next choice?
I think we were going to mention Pan's Labyrinth. We can talk about that one.
From the director who...
Tell me the name. Tell me the name.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
It's not a Muppet.
Guillermo? Well,
Guillermo.
That's what I said.
Guillermo. Anyway, love this film.
Yes, it's a bit different. Maybe one that some people probably haven't heard of.
Yep.
It's not an English-speaking movie.
Subtitle warning.
Yeah, that's it. But it's one of those ones, again, that's a bit out of the box. It's different. It tells a different story. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Some of the greatest practical makeup effects of a film in the last 10 years.
If you've ever seen the picture of the guy that's got his eyeballs in his hands over his eyes, that's the movie it comes from.
Yeah.
It's a really violent film too. Like I rewatched it again a couple of years ago. There's that scene where he beats
the rabbit
someone
hunters
and the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Like I forgot it was in there.
The butt of a gun.
Oh, butt of a gun. Yeah. Like I was not ready for it. It's just went. I was like, oh, this isn't it. Oh, yeah, I must have blocked it out. This is terrible.
Yeah, there's quite a few spots like that in there.
But it's a fairy tale. It's like a messed up fairy tale.
See, the thing about it was, when I remember the first time I saw it, like I picked it up on DVD, looked at the front, and I'm like, oh, it's got the word labyrinth in it. I'm already in. Flipped it over, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a bit of an homage. We'll check it out. There was no David Bowie crutch whatsoever in this film. I had to sticky tape one into the corner of my TV to finish watching it. No, it is fantastic. It is very, very dark and violent. And at this point, I hadn't seen the Hellboy film, so I didn't know what to expect from this dude. And it is unbelievable.
This was his like gateway into like Hollywood, I think. Like everyone saw this, and then they gave him the Hellboys, and then after that, I mean, he just won Shape of Water, won Best Picture, and did he get Best Director as well?
Yeah.
So this kid's going far, guys.
Yeah.
Stick with him, guys.
I wanted to check out. You had Romeo and Juliet from '96 on the list, and I wanted to talk about that with you because where's the love for that come from?
I don't really know. I knew of the story of Romeo and Juliet, but I've never seen any of the old movies. I've never read the book. So it was the first time I ever really watched it in full. I know it's different because obviously with the guns and it's a lot more modern. But I think I really enjoyed that, the way they made it modern and adapted it.
Shakespearean.
Told the same story but adapted it all really well.
A young mushroom-cutted Leonardo DiCaprio didn't hurt the cause.
No, it didn't hurt.
And the soundtrack for that thing.
Yes,
the soundtrack was a monster to this film. Like, this was my sister and her friend's favourite film.
Yeah.
But you could not escape the soundtrack to this. It had the Quentin Tarver's version of When Doves Cry from Prince.
Yeah.
There was the Cardigans, I think it was.
Everclear was on there.
Everclear.
Yeah.
But they're all hit singles as well.
Yeah.
At the time, I loved John Leguizamo, so I was like, yeah, everyone look how cool he is. And then, obviously, things don't work out for him.
In most films, it does.
The only thing about this film that has aged poorly, for me, like, because I've watched it recently, is the casting of the lesser-known characters.
Okay.
Because you've got the likes of Jamie Kennedy from Scream and that. Like, he's one of the Capulets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is... I think it's Baz Luhrmann's best thing. I didn't like Strictly Ballroom that much, and I think that anything he's made in the last 15 years have just been what I call glitter farts, where it's just, there's no substance, it's just glittery, and it's made for trailers, like of Gatsby.
Gatsby is...
Draw you in.
Just, and that's the funniest thing, is everyone jumps on J.J. Abrams for lens flares.
Yeah.
But Baz Luhrmann has this obsession with slow motion glitter falling from, like, it can either be welding sparks in a party, because that makes sense, and this is his best work.
I just assumed that Greatest Showman was him, and it's not. And I'm like, I think I even said to customers at my store, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Baz Luhrmann. It looks like it. Looks shit. It looks like a glitter fart.
It's a glitter fart. So yeah, that is a perfect example of a glitter fart. The Greatest Showman.
Breaking records, that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
my God.
How old were you when you saw this film, or is that too revealing?
I don't even know. Maybe 16. So probably right around that age. Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. That's probably why it's got me hooked. But I feel like it's the kind of movie I can just watch again and again and again. I don't get sick of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it always keeps me entertained. So I picked that one.
Claire Danes was that started my love affair with her. Then My So-Called Life.
Well,
do you remember My So-Called Life?
No.
Do you want to come home and watch My So-Called Life?
I remember it.
It was more. Let's be honest. It was a TV show mostly for chicks.
I was going to say, it was a chick show.
I was going to say, it's funny because I don't watch too much TV. So over the last 5 years, I was like, oh, there's Claire Danes from Homeland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what that is. She ruined Terminator because she was in Terminator 3. And do you know what that's a sequel to?
Terminator 2.
There we go. It just brought itself up.
Salvation.
Fancy that.
Hey, we're a family show.
I don't hate number 3. I don't hate any of the Terminator movies. But
Actually, number 3 is good. What are you talking about?
I just like number 2 more.
Number
the
2,
most.
Some would say, if they know what they're talking about, it's the greatest film ever made. And then there's the people that don't know much.
You listen to Dave's video.
Yes, it's not number 1 for me, but it is one of my top movies. I do love it. It's amazing. It really is.
We might go to a song and come back to some of your choices right here on Dave's Terminator 2 Appreciation Society. 100.5 WOWFM. There we heard from the Misfits with Hunting Humans. This is Dave's Video Graveyard. We are talking all about Savannah Summers' favourite films. Right now you have picked The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
It's an amazing movie. No, I mean, it's old, so a lot of people, new people watching it might think it's not so great. With all the effects back in the day, I guess, but it's from my childhood. It's one that I watched with my dad growing up, so it brings back a lot of good memories with him, and I love it. I love the superhero that doesn't have superpowers and saves the day, gets the girl, it's the general sort of thing. But I love this one. I guess he's with his dad in this one, so that's probably why as
Sean
well.
Connery's amazing.
That is some of the greatest casting in a film ever, I think.
That bit, I for some reason I equate that bit like, we're not taking the bolt. What about the bolt? I love that bit. It's so good, and you can apply it to anything.
I just love Sean Connery nails the role, and one thing I also love is when he's in the sidecar of the motorbike, which is, it's on paper it's a really cool scene.
Yep.
He just looks so daggy, holding his case all and
there's a bit where his
umbrella.
Indiana Jones knocks 2 people off the bikes at the same time, and he looks all proud, and he looks down at his dad, and his dad's just checking his watch, and it's just it's just amazing. Just deadpans him.
Yeah.
I think it's the last time that Sean Connery visually had fun on set.
Definitely.
Because I watched The Rock the other night, and he did not have fun in that film. I can guarantee you.
To the end of his career, most of his films were colour by number, and it was just all right, I'm here.
He's
I've got
visually
the accent.
upset about being in the same room as Nicolas Cage in that movie.
Definitely. And then The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is the film that made him quit Hollywood and refuse to come back. Funny. And he also turned down the role of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy he did that.
Yeah, that worked out all right.
Imagine being in New Zealand for 4 years with him as Gandalf. Someone would have died. I think I mentioned it here before too. There's a really good deleted scene or blooper on YouTube from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen where he can't close the door.
Yes.
And then calls it the C word.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I've not seen this.
You have to see. You haven't lived and seen Sean Connery say the C word to a door.
That's the best.
So Last Crusade was made for $48 million, and it only recouped, sadly, $474 million. And that was the last Indiana Jones film ever made in my house. Because that's where the story ended. There hasn't been any other films, and that's pretty much it.
You know what?
End of a franchise.
I know for a fact that you're going to have a week off one time soon, and this is going to be me and Amy. Guess what that show's going to be about?
We're going to talk all about it.
Guess what the audio commentary is going to be for that
one?
No one cares.
It's called I'm going to call it Dave and the Crystal Skull.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I quite often, this film comes up in my personal life quite a lot because whenever my wife's in the shop or something, I always send her a photo of the Templar Knight that's set to guard the Holy Grail. That's just like infinity years old, and I just send her that and go, yeah, no, I'm fine here waiting for you.
700 years.
Yeah. And she doesn't appreciate it. And then I found out for about a year and a half she didn't actually know what it was from.
That's even better.
So she's like, why are you sending me this old knight? Like, oh, you missed the reference.
So when I was working in Blockbuster, I played this movie, and I totally forgot about the ending. So I was like, oh, it's not the melting face one from Raiders. It's fine. I totally forgot about when he drinks the cup at the end, and then just like
melting
ages
face
and
to dust.
And there's and the kid was in the store, and he saw it and screamed. And I like to think that I messed that kid up.
It was maybe the yelling. That's what's going to happen if you tell anyone about this.
Rewind. No, it's there's, I think everyone who's watched it, like, especially around that time, it's got a special piece of history for them. So
yeah, definitely.
We do have when I remember to do it, like, a test that we give all our guests. So would you like to take some questions about movies and you? So I'm thinking
we can. I will probably fail. If it's about names and stuff, I'm really bad.
This is more about, have you got a guilty pleasure that no one else knows about that you're like, oh, I'm going to watch this and not tell anyone about it?
I watch a lot of reality TV.
It's okay. You're in the right place.
But I tend to tell people about it because I'm just like, they're going to find out. So I'd rather just be upfront and let them know.
If I'm checking Adelaide now, like the advertiser site, why have they got like several articles about Married at First Sight as if that's like a...
Because it's so big at the moment. And it's sad because I watch it.
You know what? I'm kind of from piecing together those like headlines, I can kind of know what's going on. And I hate myself.
It's sad.
That's how I feel being not a fan, but being someone that doesn't watch Game of Thrones and having Facebook. That's exactly what it's like. I'm like, I don't need to watch it because
you not watch Game
I want a copy
Thrones?
of. I've just want a copy of season 7 through work, and it's useless to me. I've never watched it. So
oh my god, you guys!
Free copy of season 7. We're the anti-throne. Yeah,
we only watch classy TV shows like
Frasier. Favorite death scene in a movie?
Oh gosh.
Things just got a bit dark.
I don't know. These are too hard. I have to go through every movie I've ever seen.
Would it be the Romeo and Juliet ending?
No.
Spoiler alert.
It's not gruesome at all. It's sad.
That's be gruesome.
It's sad.
No one said gruesome. You went there. That's where your brain went.
First thing I'm thinking.
It could be who's dying. You never know. But
oh yeah, no. Anything with any animals dying. Oh my god, no. I watched Babe Pig in the City, and there's a spot where the dog is drowning, and I had to change the station. I couldn't even watch it. I was like, it's Babe. I'm crying, and it's Babe Pig in the City. It was not good.
In my entire life, have never cried as much as I did at the Jurassic Park episode of Futurama with the dog. So
yeah. I have to agree with you. Anything with animals,
the dog and I am.
So we'll move on from Destiny. You can talk about maybe your favorite movie or TV animal.
That's a really weird question. You answer that one.
I'm so unprepared for these questions.
Eddie from Frasier, come on.
I will pick Diefenbaker from Juice Out.
Oh, man, you're killing me. Yeah.
Who is your favourite animal on television?
I got nothing, guys. I really don't.
Okay, who would you like to play you in a movie?
I always get told I look like Demi Moore, a younger Demi Moore. So maybe we go with her or one of her kids.
Would you want her? Would you want her?
I like her, but she's older than me, so no.
I spent a big part of the mid-90s enjoying one of Demi Moore's films. Just putting that out there.
You're creepy.
We all know what you're talking about.
Favorite one-liner from a movie? You know what? I'm going to give you these questions, and then we're going to go to a song, and you can think about it.
I can't just give you answers without thinking, because I'll say it and then regret it later.
Right,
I need to put thought into
You
things.
are in the right place.
What's your favourite one-liner?
My favourite one-liner? You'll have to wait and find out after this song. It is Dave's Video Graveyard. There we heard from me first and the Gimme Gimmes straight up. So we're talking all about Savannah Summers' favourite films, but before then, we're waiting for an answer. Your favourite one-liner from a film?
It's not even a one-liner. But it's like a whole monologue. No, it kind of is.
Perform it now and
basically
put the voices on.
No. But pretty much when the two main characters, or two of the main characters, meet for the first time, and the guy's like, my name's Randy, but don't let the name fool you. And then he's like, you still haven't told me your name. She's like, my name's Angel, but don't let the name fool you.
Yeah. Did we just do it in unison? Like that was amazing.
Yeah.
So what about this? Because I'd never heard of it before. So walk me through it.
It's on YouTube just before.
Amazing. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's a total girly movie. It's chick flick, hands down.
I'm in.
It's from the 80s. It's from the
1980.
80s. Yeah, so it's old. But, it's just about a bunch of girls that go away to summer camp, and they all decide to have a competition to see who can lose their virginity first.
Yeah.
As you do on summer camp.
And it's your archetypal. One's a rich girl, one's a rough girl.
Yeah.
How are they going to go?
Yeah.
So this is like American Pie, but like...
It's Porky's for ladies.
For ladies?
Yeah, basically.
I want to see that.
It's really good. It's just... I love it. It's just got so many good scenes. It's just fun. Yeah.
And one thing I thought was funny was when I was Googling this, because I had never heard of it.
I love that I had a movie on there that you guys have never heard of. Yeah.
We had a guy that deliberately tried to pick movies.
I didn't even try, so I feel even better.
You nailed it. But when I was looking it up, I'm like, why is there so many links to watch it on YouTube? None trying to sell it to me, because that's usually what you get when you look up a film. Yep. And it turns out that the director decided to use just any music he wanted, didn't worry about licensing, and so... They haven't been able to come to Paramount haven't been able to do a proper release because they've just used whatever song whenever they wanted. There's like John Lennon songs, there's songs in the credits.
Yeah, there's a lot of big songs on there for sure. And I never knew that actually. I just always enjoyed the soundtrack. I was like, I can sing along to these. I know all these songs. They go so well with the movie, and I love it.
Excellent. I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
Definitely check it out.
I felt quite empowered as a woman when she kicks the dude in the junk.
Yep. That's right at the start, but it's the best. It's like, did you go to watch it? And that's like the very first thing that happens.
Yes.
I know. I show people that all the time.
I will put it to you that I don't care what kind of protection is being worn. She kicks him in the junk.
Yeah, looks painful.
That is a kick in the junk.
But yeah, it's one of those movies, a lot of life lessons, I guess, all that kind of stuff, teenage girls. So it's good.
Young Matt Dillon.
Yes.
Amanda Santi. Oh. Before he got real creepy. Cool.
And the other thing I'll say about it is, it looks so questionable because I skipped through it on YouTube and I was like, I actually worried that my kids would like see something that I didn't want them to see because it looks, I'll say it, it's shot like a questionable 1970s film.
Yeah.
One you might watch in a dedicated movie theatre back in the day.
Yeah. No, it's a bit like that. But there really isn't anything, it doesn't cross any lines too bad, but they definitely talk about some stuff and you're just like, I don't know if they'd be like that now, or...
But it like we said, it falls into that coming of age, like Porky's or the American Pie of its day.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about, you had Spirited Away on your list, which I really like. I was wondering, sort of, what are you into a lot of the Japanese sort of anime sort of stuff? Or?
I like anime. I can't say I've seen heaps and heaps of it. I am always asking people to suggest things to me because I've tried to watch some stuff I've just found and gone, I'm not into this.
Yep.
So I find when people suggest things, I like it a lot more. But this is just one that I fell in love with. I love the story. Like I said, it's different. It's not the same story. I wouldn't predict this. So really enjoyed it.
It's a really nice movie to watch. It's just like,
it's great. It really
I've spoken crap about anime to a lot of people that absolutely love it.
A lot of people.
And, honestly, this is like, they have all collectively not known each other. Spirited Away has almost been the gateway in their minds. Yeah. They're like, no, this is the film that isn't for fan of, like, this is just across the board.
You'll just enjoy it as a movie, not, don't look at it as anime.
So basically, it's the story of a girl and her parents trying to find their new home, and they stumble through a tunnel because they're lost, and they enter the spirit world where her mum and dad eat in this carnival restaurant, and it's actually food specifically for the spirits.
Yes.
So they turn her parents into pigs, and no, that's basically what the
She
gist.
has to work in a bathhouse to free them.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was made. It was made for 1.9 billion. A symbol I don't know, and it made 30.4 billion. Symbol I don't know.
The yen.
No.
Probably yen.
It's a slingshot with an equal sign.
That would be it.
I knew that
because it's from Japan.
I'm cultured, you see. Cultured lot's good.
Yeah, Japan's like just past West Lakes.
I know Japan. I know Japan. I'm not silly. I know Japan's in China.
Oh. All right.
Moving right along. What's the next choice?
My
Paul?
only other cartoon I had on there, if you want to put into the cartoon character, was The Little Mermaid. I guess probably if you have any girls on here, they'd have like a cartoon. Did
you just assume my guests?
Just saying, if they're anything like me, you always have a Disney movie that you love, and The Little Mermaid was always mine. I don't know why. I have no daddy issues, so I loved it.
Did you grow up in a universe where Lion King didn't exist? What is with that?
I love Lion King as well, but The Little Mermaid, that is always my number one. And most other girls like Beauty and the Beast, actually, I think. But
I find that very hard to get through.
I don't know. Like Little Mermaid has a lot more death and violence, I guess. So maybe
What'd you
that's
play the death scene?
when the witch gets stabbed through the guts.
Nice.
Obviously.
I look like Ursula, I've been told. It's the tentacles, right?
Yeah.
And I'd love to, like, if there was a movie. I don't know if there is a movie of the actual original book, but because I know the book is a lot
darker.
Oh, I've read the book.
I haven't, and I really want to because I've heard how dark it is, and I don't know if there's another movie that actually portrays the book.
I would really
but
love,
they should make one if there's not.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This is one of those films that comes off at like midday matinees and stuff, and free events around like outdoor cinemas and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd love you to show up and explain to kids like
what really
we'll
happens
see in the book.
Amazing.
Is it on the slate to be redone live action? Because like you got
It would
11
have to be.
You would
'cause,
think.
It'd be huge production
It would.
to do that.
It's underwater.
Yeah, that'd be huge. Like I just
They should get Baz Luhrmann to glitter farm.
No, please no.
Who would you cast as Ariel?
She's really young, isn't she? She's
I
like
would
16, so...
I do not know her name, but the red-haired lady from the new Jumanji.
yeah?
Yep.
I don't know her name.
Or
Yeah?
it's like that, or Dallas
Stone.
Howard, or
Emma Stone.
or
Emma Stone, that's...
Jessica Chastain. Basically, anyone that has red hair.
They don't have to have red hair.
I'm
Wigs
just thinking.
are fine.
Wigs.
Yeah, they just need to be, good
Baz
looking.
needs his glitter money.
Who would you get to play Sebastian? Seth Rogen.
Oh my god! You've just pitched the world's worst movie.
No.
Do what you make an accent, Seth.
It would be. It would have to be Carl Urban for me.
To be Sebastian.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought of Carl Urban.
Well, John Oliver's being Iago. Not Iago. In Lion King, the bird in the Lion King.
Zazu.
Yeah. So they got
What was the word? What was the name you made up? Just
the one from Aladdin. Well, not Aladdin. Yeah, Aladdin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The monkey.
No, the bird.
The Fred Savage. No, it was the guy.
Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's shop.
And just yell into a microphone. That's Gilbert Godfrey.
Awesome. We might go to a song.
Sure.
This is DVG 100.5 WOWFM. Who was that?
Propaganda.
Awesome.
I love that song.
This is Dave's Video Graveyard, joined by Savannah Summers of Riot City Wrestling fame and, well, all professional wrestling in Australia
Mostly
fame,
Riot
really.
City, but yes.
Got a show coming up next week. You're going to kick some butt.
Yeah,
People
I
can
am.
jump on your Facebook and check out the information on that one.
Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the social
Do you have
medias.
ICQ?
No. I have MySpace.
Awesome. So this is all up on your
space.
It's all up on your LinkedIn, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. So the next film that I've decided you're talking about. It's from 2005, made by Peter Jackson. This was going to be his big follow-up to The Lord of the Rings. It is the 2005 King Kong.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
I love this movie. I've never even seen the original, but
you don't have to.
I fell in love with this movie.
Really
just
sexist.
Just the way it's done. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it.
I think I watched it recently I think we were going to do it on one of our shows and we didn't end up covering it, but like I could watch it. It goes for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I watched it. I was dialed in. I was like, this is really, really good.
Yep.
Jack Black deserved a award for this. This is his film to shine in. He was awesome in it.
Yeah, agreed.
And also like the effects are excellent. I used to, when I was working at the VS store, I used to put it on, and like if I watched it twice in one shift, that was the end of my shift. It was like 3.5 hour movie. I first saw it in the cinemas, and it's like, yeah, I was just dialed in. It was just an excellent movie.
It really keeps you into it the whole time. I loved it.
The first time I saw it, because I obviously knew King Kong was a giant ape, but I didn't know the whole like Skull Island, all the other stuff happening.
Yeah.
So there's a few scenes where like the worms and stuff get all the like soldiers and stuff. That was really, really intense, and I wasn't prepared for it.
When they first get to the to Skull Island and the local
natives,
tribe,
I was about to say it's probably one of my favourite scenes in the movie. Actually, you asked what my favourite like death scenes. That scene where they first meet like the natives, and the way it all goes down, I just love it.
So the cameraman gets it like it's just suddenly he just gets like it's like shot
it's
through
all like quiet, like the way the music's done and everything. Like it's so quiet and like what's going to happen? It's creepy, and then bam, and it's just awesome.
You get to see Andy Serkis's real face in this one.
Twice.
He motion captured his own performance, and then they edited it into the film.
I always like seeing there's a little Easter egg too for Peter Jackson's earlier film Brain Dead, because on the boat, you know, the one, but I really liked I remember when it came out, it was a big deal. Like he started releasing these production diaries online. He really used the internet well for this one. It didn't pan out, like it made money, but everyone was like we're not real into it. Like we wanted more Lord of the Rings. Or like I really like this. I really like Lovely Bones that came after this as well. Like I reckon those two films are excellent. So
I remember in King Kong, it's like, do you want to see a T-Rex violently bite a giant monkey?
Yes, you do.
Because that happened.
Yeah.
And this is probably the first thing that I noticed Naomi Watts in, and I was like, if she doesn't get cast as a young Nicole Kidman in something, then she has totally wasted her thing.
She's an excellent. There's a movie called The Impossible, which is just excellent about like the tsunami in Bali. Like that's a pretty amazing movie. Are you a big going back to Peter Jackson? Are you a big Rings fan? Like, do you like the Hobbit movies or?
Do you like Rings?
No, I've seen them all, but I wouldn't say they're up there as like my favourites.
I don't know. I've tried to watch. I still haven't watched all 3 Hobbits.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Those dwarves start singing, and I'm just like, nah.
I watched the first one, and I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Thanks.
You didn't go back for Smaug?
No.
Smaug.
It was the prequel trilogy that ruined the after 2000.
Leave him alone. Are you a Star Wars fan?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think of Last Jedi? This is my other question I give to everyone. Do you like Last Jedi?
Yeah, I don't know, not as much as I was hoping I would, I guess. I really was expecting more.
Okay, I'm sad now.
Sorry. But I'm still enjoying the new ones, and I'm glad they're doing more in the series. Like I am, because I did enjoy the originals and everything, so I'm glad they're continuing it on, and I don't hate them or anything, but you just didn't draw me in as much.
You're going to go to the Han Solo movie?
Yeah, probably won't go see it, but I'll watch it.
Yeah. Like I hate that I'm not really champing at the bit to see this one. Like I've seen the trailer on a few things. I'm like, I want to see it, but I'm not like,
you don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah. But you know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You won't even listen to a
No,
word.
sorry. I was reading some stuff.
What were you reading?
Just some stuff.
Stuff
and some things. No, I was just reading about King Kong, looking for something to talk about, but I was like, no, I got nothing.
Have you seen the obviously?
I haven't seen Skull Island.
Do you like
Skull Island, sorry, not Kong Island. No, it was good, but not it's completely different to King Kong. It's set in a different era. It tells a completely different story.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's not King Kong. It's nothing like King Kong.
Does the ending not tie to Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, because I really like Godzilla. Like, I like the 2008 2012. Sorry, Godzilla. I really like it a lot. But the Skull Island, I didn't like Tom Hiddleston. He was not a good leading guy. Like, he's a beautiful man, don't get me wrong, but he did not need to be in that movie.
Does John C. Reilly fix that problem though?
Yeah, momentarily, but that's also kind of weird that it's just this like sort of comedy bit out in the jungle, and then he gets like real serious, and it's like, oh no, like John C. Reilly can do both, but that movie just was all over the place. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, agreed.
I like some of the I like the fact you saw other creatures on the Skull Island. Like, that was probably the best bit about it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it again to sort of double check, but it wasn't.
I already did that.
Yeah. I caught Godzilla again the other night, and I found myself watching it to the end because I liked it that much. So yeah, that one's really cool. I think the Godzilla vs King Kong's coming out 2020.
Okay.
So that's what it's slated to be.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
You still reading stuff on the internet, buddy?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Yeah. Got anything for me?
No.
Checking your emails?
Yeah, checking my emails. Just
is that spam folder going? You good?
Next week, when I've enlarged by 4 sizes, you'll be jealous.
You'll see. Dave's going to transfer all his money to a Nigerian prince, and we're going to listen to another song.
That's it. This is Dave's Video Graveyard. It is Dave's Video Graveyard here on WOWFM. Then we heard from Bowling for Soup. Did you ever think we'd go that punk?
Wow. I was wondering, what late 90s pop punk could this be?
2003, thanks. Know your terrible pop punk, Paul.
I don't. I try not to. I try to forget it.
I thought you were into punk. It is Dave's Video Graveyard. It is a guest choice special. Joining us, Savannah Summers, an absolutely fantastic local pro wrestler. Is there anyone local that you'd like to call out for a match?
Yeah, absolutely. How about Casey Jones, Riot City Wrestling's current women's champion? And nobody is stepping up to the plate at the moment, and I'm just sitting here waiting like, hey guys, I would love a match. I've actually been in the ring with her before, and guess who got the win? Just saying.
So she shouldn't really be holding that belt at the moment.
Yeah.
Come down here. We'll do it right now.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll get a ring set up right now.
I'm down.
You're going to need something else to hold up your pants because you're not going to have the belt anymore.
That's right.
That's all we're saying. Don't laugh at my threats. Do I need to do
I
it
know
in the
nothing
creepy
about
voice?
wrestling, and my thing was better than yours. We got to talk about True Lies now.
Moving on.
The next choice on your list is from 1994, directed by one of the greatest directors,
John Cameron.
James Cameron, starring
Jimmy Cameron.
Yeah, it's a Tom Arnold film, and tell us all about it.
True Lies. It's a classic. Most people, I would hope, would know what this movie is and who stars in it. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, amazing. I love action, romance. When they're together, even better. So yeah, this ticks all the boxes for me. It's older, but I still love it. It's one I could watch over and over, definitely.
And what's your favourite scene set in a hotel room with Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Do you have one? Because I do.
It's a good scene.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's a classic.
Shot
Everyone
well,
knows it.
It's lit really well. It's some of James Cameron's finer work.
Jamie Lee Curtis is hot as beep.
We're not here to objectify her, Savannah. I'm
allowed to do it.
I was talking on film merit alone, but if you want to go there, that's your prerogative.
Yeah, it's good. She's good.
Yeah, Tom Arnold was on a lot of stuff late to mid-90s. Then I found out some troubling stuff about him recently. He's not a nice dude. Because so I was reading this stuff about Seinfeld, and Seinfeld and Roseanne shot on the same lot. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who plays Elaine on Seinfeld, unknowingly parked in Tom Arnold's park, and he scrawled on her windscreen the C word. Which people thought was overly harsh. And apparently Jerry, George and Larry David went up to him. Can you imagine those three coming up to you and having a problem with you, and it's like taking them seriously.
Wow.
And then they had to they literally had to separate Tom Arnold because he just went absolutely nuts.
Oh, wow.
So I was, you find out about
I've heard stories about him before, so I can totally believe this.
Because him and Roseanne split probably just around this time, I think. Because this was like kind of his gateway into Hollywood, and then he messed up, and then by Tom. So.
I had to laugh one time at Nan's, in the last few years, going through a bunch of old magazines, because she used to hold on to every TV week, everything like that.
Yeah.
And one of the covers really made me laugh. I can't think of the other cover, but it was Roseanne and Tom. It was Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg and someone else. And the story was power couples of the 90s. And it was guess what? Enjoy it, guys. Because can we
pause to think back to that time that Ted Danson went blackface to Whoopi Goldberg's roast?
Whoopi told him it was okay.
Oh my lord, that picture's if you sometimes if you just Google his name, I think it comes up as one of the first results.
Never live it down.
Oh my lord, Ted.
Back to True Lies. I think I watched it maybe last year. The special effects have definitely held up, particularly with the jet flying through the skyline, and I never realised that it was actually done practically. CGI was out at the time, which they used for the nuclear explosion, but when he's actually fighting on top of the plane, it's actually a plane on a crane.
Oh really?
Oh, well, there you go.
I suppose if you got Cameron in charge, he's going to do that sort of thing. I completely forgot that he directed this. When I brought it up just then, I completely forgot. It just seems for me, it just seemed a bit beneath him. I don't know.
It's old.
It's old. But I don't know. Yeah, good movie. Bill Paxton.
Is it that it made 4 times its budget that you don't like?
No, I'm not saying I don't like it. I just forgot that. You know what? I'm not even going to get into this. Bill Paxton is in it, and he's awesome.
He is definitely a bit of comic relief, but still memorable.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, also on your list that I wanted to cover was Biodome, because we all like a bit of Pauly Shore sometimes in our lives.
What happened to him, by the way?
He's around. I guarantee you he's doing a podcast.
Definitely.
He just seems the sort of person who's he's gonna.
He does actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he called the Weasel?
No. He seems like the kind of guy that would do.
It's the Weasel cast. Is this the one with the Weasel? No, the Encino Man was the Weasel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was in a lot of movies that I watched as a kid. Yeah.
This had Kylie Minogue in it. In Biodome.
It did too.
Yeah.
Tenacious D are in it as well.
I think this had really good. This had a good soundtrack as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was very of its time.
Yeah.
Only thing I can remember is that you can dance if you want to.
Yeah.
You can leave your friends behind.
This is the first. Remember that? This is the first place I heard that, and also the song which I actually heard again on the Sarkar ad. Whatever the original version of that song is called. That as well.
That's in there.
But yeah, like I said, rewatched it in the last couple of years, realised Tenacious D are in it.
Yep.
I'm as if they were together back then.
Craziness.
And the most talented Baldwin too, Stephen Baldwin's in this film. So.
That's it. None of that garbage Baldwin that you find on 30 Rock and stuff. This film was made on a budget of $15 million, and it went on to make $13.4 million.
It was a flop, I believe.
I am sure
VHS, they would have made
at home they would have made their market. When people that could sit in their darkened lounge rooms and do stuff and watch it.
Yep.
When that come along, I'm sure that would have made a fair bit of money, because this is one of the quintessential 90s stoner comedies.
Yeah.
You would get this in a 5 weeklies for $5 with Dazed and Confused, Biodome, Idle Hands. Give me 2 more.
What else would be? You'd also have Son-in-Law and Encino Man.
You just get to the stone point of let's just watch Pauly Shore all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Son-in-law. Oh, no, I'm sad.
I'm
just trying to.
Where he's the farmer?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the front cover, he's got kind of like the American.
I remember it. Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly, and I'm hating myself when I remember. I'm pretty sure somewhere in Biodome, Brendan Fraser does a cameo as Link from Encino Man.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that they're.
I think he. I'm pretty sure
there's a point
he is in
where
it. Yeah.
he doesn't have any lines or anything, but he's just standing at the end of a party or something.
Yeah, I think it might be when they're at with the girls and they're doing the circle back rubs or something, and they're putting out all the flyers. I reckon he's like in amongst there somewhere.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a good movie. Like I still love it. It's hilarious and random and different, but it's good.
Losing $1.5 million is not a sign of quality in the 90s.
I remember this like around the time, like Tank Girl came around at this time too, didn't it? I think this is like sort of in that sort of realm.
They're all visually, it's that MTV music video style of filmmaking that
exactly.
I love.
A big one that I wanted to talk to you about today too was The Fifth Element, because that was, you said that was like up the top of your favourite.
If I had to pick anything as my number one, if anyone ever asked me what my favourite movie is, it's always The Fifth Element.
Now why? Why?
Because it's amazing. I shouldn't have to explain. No, it's got everything. I love sci-fi, I love action, I love romance, and it has it all.
Yeah.
And for when it was made, the effects for me are amazing. I love it. And
that world I want to get back to. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, I don't want them to make a TV series of it because it could be crappy, but like I kind of want to be in that world again.
I'm like that. I'm always like, I wish they'd make a sequel, but then I don't want them to ruin it. So just make another movie just like it, but different, but amazing.
Surely in the same universe. Like, I mean, like, because he just made one called Valerian. Was that Luc Besson as well?
Yeah, Valerian. Which he said that was... he loved that in his heart as much as he did The Fifth Element, because he reckons he wrote The Fifth Element when he was like 12 years old or something, and just kept adding to it. The universe in it, I will say, is it's not as well known a film. Like, it is still a cult classic, but the universe that's built inside that film is as visually good as the likes of Blade Runner or anything, if not borrowing from it heavily.
There's so much going on in the background of that film. It's just like this was his like labor of love. Like, you know, this is just everything was cornered. I really like it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a lot of detail.
Yeah. I would be up there. It'll be up there with mine in my top movies.
No, I understand you're going to do a live performance of the Seventh Element, that opera song from that. Take it away.
Yeah, sure.
Right. You were going to do your Chris Tucker too.
Yeah, coming right up.
I wonder what at one point, like, I never really watched a doco about it, but I wonder what made him sort of go, yeah, let's get Chris Tucker for that.
It is so...
Because as much as I don't like Chris Tucker, he actually fits that role. I was going to say,
if you watch it now, far removed from what you thought at the time, it fits, because it is... You're used to movies now where they throw, like, a spanner in to, like, really change things up.
Yeah.
And it works.
He's like walking around like when Eddie Murphy used to do his James Brown impersonation. Like, I just love the way he sort of just charges into the room.
Pretty much. Bruce Willis is as Bruce Willis can be in this one.
Yep.
Except he bleached his hair.
He's a bit younger. He still has hair.
Yeah. You know, they weren't plugs.
So he's like, let's bleach it.
I want to pronounce it.
That's why he doesn't have any after that.
I think this is like his last one where I think this is when he was in his decline as I think he really liked doing this, and then after that I think he started doing it for money more.
After this he became the hire me to be Bruce Willis and I will be, so the likes
the
of
action guy.
The Whole Nine Yards, The Jackal, all those films like that can pretty much be lumped into the same kind of thing.
So it's kind of like what I was talking about last week with Harrison Ford. Like, when you see him in Force Awakens, you can see that he actually truly likes being there and like wanted to be there. Like, and I'm starting to, I know maybe like since we've been watching movies for years and years, now you can look at performance and like, I think they actually really want to do that, and then you can go, I think they really didn't want to do that, and it starts to affect the movies I'm watching.
Your case wouldn't be helped at all by the fact you're a massive Kevin Smith fan, and Kevin Smith's kind of the guy that blew the whistle on what a dick Bruce Willis really is.
Yeah, well, I know he's a lot of people don't like sort of working with him. There's been a lot of stories about how he is, but I always thought he was like liked, and then he kind of started off a lot of people going, yeah, he's not that great to work with, unfortunately.
Now, before the show started this evening, due to a poorly formatted text message, we actually thought for a second that you picked Doom. So let's talk all about the film
I was
Doom.
so worried when you were like, so Doom's on your list. And I'm like, no. Excuse me. I've seen it. It's a movie.
I will kindly ask you to choose it. It's got actors.
I think I watched it because Dwayne Johnson's in it, and I love him, so I was like, I got to watch it.
Oh, you pro wrestlers are so pretentious.
Have you seen Central Intelligence with him and Kevin Hart?
No. I think actually I attempted to watch it, but
it's actually not bad once you get into it. Is that like I've been telling people like since I watched it like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, have you seen Central Intelligence? It's actually really funny.
I'll have to check it out.
And everyone sort of just looks at me blankly like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, it is.
I love that he somehow, like, with the likes of, like, talking about The Rock, with the likes of the Scorpion King and that, he kind of skips straight to, haha, let's laugh at his career.
Yeah.
To last year or the year before being in San Andreas, the highest grossing film of the year.
Actor, yeah.
In Central Intelligence, he's wearing a bum bag for the entire, a fanny pack for the entire thing. Because everyone gave him shit for like in the 90s wearing a fanny pack.
I love there's a glimpse of who he was going to become in Be Cool, the Get Shorty sequel.
Yeah.
He was so delightful in that.
It was great, yeah.
I liked Be Cool.
But it's when he had hair and he was
He did it so well, though.
He wasn't chubby, but he was big and round rather than big and muscly.
I caught some, so last night, I saw some of the Fate and the Furious.
Fast 5 was last night.
No, like it was on Foxtel. So it was.
I pressed play on the DVD that I'd bought. I know what it was.
So I'm seeing this movie in fractions. Like, so I've seen like a little bit of the start, and I didn't know Charlize Theron's in it. So I saw that.
Oh yeah,
bit.
that's the Fate. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and she's just kidnapped like his wife and stuff. And then I didn't know The Rock was in it.
Like, He's been in a few now.
This fraction, and I'm just like, because I've never seen any of the Fast and Furious films, and like, the more I see more of this movie, I actually kind of like it.
Well, I think I told you last week. I have since like the third or fourth one where they jump through trains and like all this other stupid crap with the cars. I just started being like an elitist and talking crap about the franchise. It's going to be rubbish. Then Kurt Russell was in it, and I'm like, oh no. But then the other night, I was changing through the channels, and I think I said, there's a scene where he destroys a drone with an ice cream truck, takes the gun off the drone, the Gatling gun, and starts shooting this chain gun off the Gatling gun. I'm like, I really like this. I'm going to have to watch all of this film.
Have you seen the bit where they take control of all the cars and like they surround the limousine? Like, that's amazing.
And the best thing about all the Fast and Furious films is you can watch 15 minutes and you're not lost.
No. I'm just like, so like at some point I'm going to see the end of it.
You're not going like, so why is that guy driving fast and furiously?
Yeah. The Rock is essentially just being The Rock in that film. More Rock than he is in other films. Like, I say other films he's Dwayne Johnson. This one, him and Jason Statham are basically just trading off, like, stuff that you see on the wrestling.
So other than Doom, what is your favourite The Rock film?
Probably Scorpion King.
Oh, wow.
It's not. Like I'm saying the one from The Mummy.
And
not the movie itself where he did the whole thing.
Okay.
The one where it was really badly CGI'd on the face of the Scorpion.
God, how bad is that?
That was really bad. But I know he's not in it much. But that one was like his first one really, and I think that one was good. But then the next movie sort of.
You have to come back when we do our Rock special, which. I think we need to look
because
in.
like I always used to just like disregard him, and now I'm loving him. Like I've been watching. I watched Walking Tall. I think something else is coming up, and like I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to watch every film I see him in.
Yeah, I think though. For me, if it wasn't for wrestling, I probably wouldn't have gotten as into any of his movies. Probably still watch them, but yeah, definitely loving him growing up probably helps.
What do you think of the WWE licensed films, like the horror ones? They did like one called
See No Evil.
I was going to say that's the only one I think I've seen. Is the See No Evil
Is the Marine?
I think they're up to 5.
Yeah.
The Marine 5. I've not seen any of them.
Yeah.
But if they're up to 5, you would think they're okay, right?
But then,
right?
that's it. I think it just made money. But on the other hand, you've got MacGruber, which is a great film licensed by the WWE that me and maybe the guy that wrote it enjoy.
I'm also going to say right now, I saw the trailer for the new John Cena film, the one where his daughter's...
Blockers?
Yeah.
I want to see it so bad.
I'm saying now, John Cena has overstayed his welcome.
I don't know.
We get it. You were good in Trainwreck and you were good in a couple other things, but now you need to piss off.
No. I don't know. You got to see him singing Do They Know It's Christmas in Daddy's Home Too, and you're like, oh, he's delightful.
I do want to see that.
But
I don't know if it'll be any good, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he just did that voiceover in a movie, didn't he?
He did the Ferdinand. He did the
Ferdinand.
And he's also going to be basically the equivalent of Shredder in the new Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Oh my god, really?
I can do voiceover as much as you want.
That's okay.
But
got worried for a second. I panicked.
Just him in like this little Shredder.
I know. Shredder was never big.
He's Bebop.
Yeah, it's the little man effect.
Yeah.
But on John Cena dressed as Shredder.
He should be the guy that carries Krang around in the original.
That would make more sense.
Steve Buscemi as Krang.
Oh my god.
And John Cena as the fat guy that carries around in his stomach. That's my casting.
Play
a song.
I don't think I will. This is DVG. It is Dave's Video Graveyard. Who did we hear from then?
That was All doing The Wells on Heroin. They're the band that was made after the Descendants broke up when Milo went to college. And they're, back from 1998, but it's an excellent song, excellent album. So.
That was on one of the Punkaramas.
It was.
Yeah. I know stuff and things. So we're just talking on and off air about The Rock, basically. We're composing a love letter to send to him.
Can I ask, I'm going to be like my new wrestling self here. So, like, do you have your signature moves? Like,
yes.
And how did you make them? Like, how did you come up with them?
Okay, so you figure out things that you're good at and you do them. No, my finisher is a modified stunner.
Okay.
I mostly do it because I can basically hit it on anybody. I'm a bit shorter and a bit smaller, so if I wrestle bigger girls, if I did a big power move or something, I probably would struggle to do it with some girls. So I picked a move that I knew I could hit on anybody, and I didn't want to do it the same as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay. Because obviously it's a well-known move. Yep. Because I know you don't know wrestling, but you probably know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is.
316.
So, I didn't obviously want to do it the same as him. So I modified it, changed it a little bit. But that would be my main move.
Have you been doing that, so you're going through and you're about to do it and you're like, I want to bail out of this because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it like you've been.
I have alternative moves if I need to. I do like a top rope crossbody, so like if it's someone bigger that I don't think I could, hit it on or something, or if they're going to still kick out, I can always get up and do that as well.
Okay, cool. Yep.
And I do a code breaker, so I can hit that. That one's more like I can hit it out of nowhere, awesome. Which makes it really easy to catch them off guard.
And I mean, wrestling girls and wrestling guys, like, is there a difference? Like, we'll talk about off air before about like how you said, like, with the guys you feel a bit more comfortable that they're going to be able to sort of do the support. Stuff,
definitely. You can, like, I love wrestling girls. Don't get me wrong, but if you if you wrestle boys, you can do a lot more in the ring. Like,
Stop
I'm trying to ignore it.
Deep breath.
It's just and it's just a lot of fun to be able to go out there and try new things that you sometimes don't get to with girls, with women, unfortunately. But
that's really cool. Yeah, it's good.
It has its positives and its negatives. I mean, with men, obviously, they just gonna destroy you, and as soon as they hit anything, you're dead. So there's always that.
Do you meet, like, not to dwell on the fact that, like, you're female in wrestling, but do you meet, like, other sort of wrestlers in the ring that don't have the respect for you as a woman? Like, there's sort of like a...
Definitely, both men and women. Sometimes, like, I've been around a long time and you get, women come in you've got to have matches with, and they don't show you respect, and you think, why am I here having a match with you? Like, I could be anywhere else, I'm helping you coming through the business, and you get nothing back, and I mean, it's frustrating, but in the end you've got to think, I guess, like, other people will see them for who they are. I show respect to everybody, whether they've come after me or before me. I just always show respect, and I expect other people to do the same. Excellent. You're putting your life on the line, really, when you're out there. Your body is in their hands, and you want to be comfortable. You want to know that you're safe out there with them. And if somebody's talking shit or just not cooperating with you, it can be a bit scary.
Well, it's going to throw you off too.
Yeah.
So
you don't know.
And that song, I go to the next bit. So worst injuries.
I haven't had anything really, really serious. So I've been very, very lucky.
Have you inflicted something serious on someone else?
Nothing too serious. Okay, the worst I've torn ligaments in both my ankles, twice each. Yep. Very painful. And I've had a concussion. Yep. But that's about it. Okay. So I've been pretty lucky. And worst I've given anybody was I gave my friend 2 fractured ribs.
Did it feel good?
She didn't even know for like 2 weeks. She was just like, every time I cough, it still hurts. I better get it checked. And yeah, so it wasn't serious.
There's blood coming out. It's normal.
Yeah, and they were just fractures. It wasn't like serious breaks or anything. And it wasn't. I'm not going to blame her for the move at all. Like it wasn't all her, and it wasn't all me. It was definitely
name and shame.
It was definitely a joint effort. Like we both misstepped on the move, and that's what happens.
Would the word botch be used in that?
No, because it still looked fine if you watch it.
And was there a part of you when she said, like, oh, you broke 2 ribs, like, it'll be 4 next time?
No, I felt really, 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 really bad, and I think I brought her flowers because you just don't want to...
That's so unwrestling.
You just don't want to hurt people. Yeah, you don't want to be known as the girl that you get in the ring with and you're going to get an injury. Like, not at all.
True.
And like I said, I've never, ever had that. That's the only thing that's ever... I've never given anyone a concussion. I've never... purposely hurt anyone. I would never do that.
Touch wood.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Like, I wouldn't get in the ring if I thought I would, might lay into this person.
Now, how do you find the preconceptions that everyone has of pro wrestling? Do you just water off a duck's back kind of thing?
Yeah, I think at the moment, like once you've been around it for so long, it is what it is. People will look at it the way they want to look at it, and sometimes you can't argue with people. You really can't just sit there and try to convince them that it's awesome, and if you look into it more and pay attention to the storylines and get involved with, all of that they're going to love it, because they won't. If you don't like wrestling, then you just don't like it. It's one of those things that I feel...
I don't know, you've turned me, because I went to that one with you, and I was... really say my perception of people who like wrestling were usually sort of Bogans.
The cross section and me. Bogans and me.
Yeah, and Ultra Bogan.
It's bulk Bogan, remember?
The cross section of the community that was there was really eye opening to me. Like, there was all different sorts of people there. Very large female numbers there, which I was really, really sort of blown away by, and it's just not what you thought it was back in the 2000s. Like, if you ever get a chance to do it, go check it out. Like, check out Riot City.
I always say it to people all the time. It's completely different when you go into a show in the atmosphere, watching it live. I've turned my friends before. But these are friends that never watched it, so they didn't really have an opinion, And then I've got them to a show and they're like, it was actually really enjoyable. Yeah. Like, I could go again.
And because you guys, and I've said this to a few of the wrestlers we've had on, you really put your body on the line, and as an indie wrestler, you are doing something visually more pleasing than what's happening in what you'd see on TV.
Yeah, I think that's the difference with the indie scene. You feel like you have to step it up because they've got these other options.
When you hear those smacks and the way they hit the ring, like it's impossible not to be impressed.
Yeah,
like you might walk out and go, it's not my thing, but you got to have respect for the show you just saw. I said to on the way home, who I went with, it reminded me a lot of the punk rock music scene in a way that these people, it's very DIY. They've made their own personas. They've made their a lot of them have their own makeup and suits and lots of stuff. They've got this down, and there's just so much work that goes into it, and you've just got to respect it. You might not dig it, like some punk rock stuff, but you have to respect the effort that's gone into it.
Yeah,
From
definitely.
what I understand, there's a big culture of honouring stuff around it, and I know that sounds silly, but you have to pay your dues. You have to build the ring. You have to set up the hall. You have to. If you don't do that, you can't go out there and win in front of everyone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Without the ground level stuff as well. So
and that night I saw I think a first sort of round thing, and it wasn't great, but that they were going somewhere with it. And then you saw the other end of the spectrum, people seasoned people sort of wrestling, and it's you can see where it starts and where it goes, and it was really, really cool to see. So,
to a degree, on paper, what you do is you go out there and risk serious injury For
and embarrassment.
Yes, I've had both.
For like 200 strangers.
Yeah,
So that's
definitely.
pretty admirable.
It shows how much we love what we do and how much we want other people to love what we do. And we go out and we put everything into it because we know they can just go home and watch WWE, but we want them to come and see us live and know that we're going to give you an amazing show and everything we've got, and try to get the numbers up and, tell friends and, spread the word. So it's what we do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was very impressed. Like I was very surprised at how much I sort of got. I thought I was just going to be, nah.
That makes me very happy.
And not taking any away from what you wrestling guys do, but the greatest thing I have ever witnessed at a wrestling show locally, and I always remember this fondly, was watching a lady in the front row drinking 2 litres of iced coffee over basically over the length of the show. She polished off 2 litres of iced coffee on her own.
Shows you the kind of fans
And look,
wrestling
there was
attracts.
definitely those people there. Like I'm like, is that the one? Because she could.
No, even I'm shocked when I go watch other shows sometimes and I see the sort of fans and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I do this.
But let's break it down like to social. Like I think it is a bright spark for a lot of kids who grow up rough.
Yes.
Like it's working in a video store. I used to hire out these videos and DVDs to these kids, and like you could tell like they're not haven't got like the most money, but like when the new SummerSlam or the new Royal Rumble came out, they were so happy about it. And like who's anyone's right to take that away from anyone's like enjoyment. So like if you like it, you like it, and like it can be really important to some kids, especially kids out there. I like how like the performers actually, or the wrestlers came out and actually slapped hands with kids and were really appreciative of them coming. So it was really cool to see.
Yeah,
definitely. We might go to a few of these. It is Dave's Video Graveyard here on WOWFM. There we heard from Road Hall with Death Ride. Those guys have got a gig coming up very shortly, so head over to their Facebook, Road Hall. Now, speaking of Facebooks, we've mentioned yours a couple of times, but where can people find you on the internet that's not called Facebook?
Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're really into MySpace, I do still have a MySpace account. It's still there somewhere.
I'm going to probably check that tonight.
Can they add you on MSN and stuff like that?
Sure, no. Yeah, I think that's it. Just the general stuff. It's all Savannah Summers. I think Insta is Savannah Summers with 5s instead of S's, but that's about all you need to know.
Cool. And if people type in the International Assault, they can find the Facebook on that. Who are you versing?
I'm not even sure if I'm going to say her name right, but I think it's Diona Perazzo.
Right.
I'm not 100% if I'm saying it correctly.
You can read her name off the bottom of your boot next week.
Exactly. Yeah, she's a big star at the moment over in the States. She did Mae Young Classic. She's been working all around the place, all over the world. So it'll be really good to have her over here, and I can't wait to get in the ring with her.
Awesome.
Hopefully
and
I don't die.
A quick shout out.
Kick your ass.
To your...
I'm going to start calling out.
Exactly.
Who else can I call out?
I'd like to call out Paul. Paul, how pretty you are. Hey.
Yeah, thank you.
And also your homeboys and girls, Riot City Wrestling.
Yes, Riot City Wrestling. Check them out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that jazz.
Now, we are down to the final selection of tonight's films, and you've picked 2 films from the same franchise, meaning that the third one isn't your favourite. You've picked Back to the Future 1 and 2.
I have.
It's the weirdest entry.
made it clear there was 3 as well.
Yeah.
Like, whatever I picked.
I have to remind that guests can't have an angry argument with me about how good Back to the Future 3 is, so it's self-censoring, that's all.
I don't think it's a bad movie, 3. I love it, but I just love 1 and 2 so much more. It's the only ones I put in there where I had 2 in the franchise, but they're just done so well together and just classics.
And
definitely.
especially now that America's pretty much living in Biff's ultimate timeline.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I've seen that actually. Someone redid that. It was really good. I have to say, I would say 2 is definitely more of a favourite than 1. I do like that one a bit more, but they're both great. And the way they go together makes them, that much better.
I like how dark 2 goes. Like it's
Definitely.
That's why it's so much better.
Yeah.
I like all the dark movies. It's so sad. This is why I can't get a guy. They're all like, you're not a chick. you're into all this weird
I
stuff.
can guarantee
wrestling
that.
and
Did you hear that, stalkers?
I guarantee if you audience was like, I like Back to the Future 2, like I was like, woman.
only at work that way.
Hey, you could watch Little Darlings with them and they know where you come from. They'd be like, I don't want to get kicked in the junk. Thanks, but no
I'll just bring
thanks.
that one up.
Now, you had another one in your reserves bench of movies. I want to go to Mannequin.
Yes.
Just because
Listen,
this is
Mannequin
the
is
only
amazing.
time that we ever will talk about Mannequin on the show. So
Let's talk about it then. Please, there are not enough movies with mannequins that come to life. I'm sorry, but there are not. There's
There's a
like
niche.
one other, and it's called...
Mannequin 2?
No, Mannequin 2, no. Mum for Christmas. Have you ever heard of that or seen it? And other than that, there's some Bollywood one that I tried to watch and I was like, where is this mannequin and when does it come to life? And it never rocked up and I was so disappointed. I don't know why I have a fascination with mannequins coming to life.
getting into fetish territory.
It's weird, but I really liked it. Yeah, just growing. It's one of those ones from my childhood. I could watch it over and over. Both of them.
Yep. But
Both. Yes, probably maybe even 2 more than 1.
wow.
I know, craziness.
Wow.
But
I watched Mannequin for the first time, like every kid, like when you're sick
yeah.
and you're home and like a midday movie's on.
movie. Yeah.
It was
Back before Ellen had a show, that time slot was held by Mannequin.
Yeah, it was.
It was Mannequin and that one about the genie, the English film about the genie with Rowan Atkinson in it and a couple other guys. I can't remember the name of it, but that Mannequin, every time, I reckon I was sick like 3 times a year, it'd be on 2 of those times.
At least. Yeah, no, it's awesome. You can't say a bad thing about it. I don't care. The second one is just as bad as the first one, but it makes them amazing.
Kim Cattrall's also in Big Trouble in Little China. Just had to get that out there. I'm obliged to.
As much as I'm not a huge Sex and the City fan, I've been liking the onset like rivalries between the 4 of them.
Apparently, they're doing the 3rd and they're killing her off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
'Cause they
she's just like not doing it. Yeah, she's like, I'm too old. I'm not doing it. They can just kill Samantha off. And I actually think they're doing it because they want to do the 3rd. Yeah.
Because the second one was such like trashed everywhere. Like everyone
just
hated it.
Dragging it out. Like,
It was like
let's see
it
what
should be
we
called
can
Sarah
milk
Jessica
out of
Pascal
this.
wants to go to Dubai.
Yeah,
and we're
basically.
going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I feel like when I go and hang out at like my friends' football clubs because I don't like football, and they passionately talk about football. That's who you two guys just were. When you started talking about Sex and the City, I was just like, I could go home now.
So DVG Sex and the City out. What other chick flicks do you like?
I love it. No, terrible joke. Moving on. Self-censoring.
All right. So,
Chick flicks.
chick flicks.
What's your favourite chick
I was
flick?
going to say a good teen movie, which is like a chick flick that I like, Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
I love Jawbreaker. Or Mean Girls. Both.
Rose
I think,
McGowan.
Yeah, Rose McGowan. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think for me, Jawbreaker, I like because it's one that a lot of my friends, like us, younger friends, girls coming through wrestling and stuff like that. And I mentioned this movie and nobody knows about it. They all know, like, Mean Girls and the recent ones. And I'm like, no, watch this. It's good. It's like, it's a little bit darker as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like back in the day. But yeah, it was always a good one that I loved.
It was like back in the late 90s had like a really good sort of run of these ones.
It was after The Craft, and everyone's like,
Oh, yeah.
right, we need to make a movie with, I don't want to say bitches, but
And it's going to be gothy.
it's going to be
dark
edgy,
side,
it was
yeah.
called in the late 90s.
Did you ever see that, not so much a chick flick, the Drop Dead Gorgeous?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
about
It's hilarious.
It's so good. It's about regional beauty.
Yeah.
Kirstie Alley, isn't it? Kirstie Alley is excellent in that movie. I don't usually like her, but her as the dance mum, basically.
She's the Pogan lives in the trailer.
yeah.
No, she's the one that.
No, yeah.
But the daughter is it that lives in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, and it's got like a lot of those like late 90s girls like in it, and
Is Shannon Elizabeth in there somewhere?
don't think
The one
she's in
from
there.
Jumanji. What's the blonde one? The girl.
The mum?
No, the young girl.
Kristen Dunst.
Kristen
yes,
Dunst.
she's
Yep.
in it.
Yep.
She's one of the main characters.
Yep.
And her mum gets
How is
blown up.
Kirsten Dunst from Jumanji
Oh,
to
is
you?
she-
There's so many more things.
I just remember from today.
Because we were talking about it earlier, it made me think about it.
Look, as much as she's bad in Spider-Man movies. Oh, my Lord.
No worries. Well, that pretty much concludes your list for this evening.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Just one more time, where can people get in contact with you, check you out?
Yep, all social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Jump on there, follow me, come to all my shows, buy my merch. Do it all. Oh, redbubble.com, Savannah Summers, there you go.
Oh, cool.
All my merch. Yeah.
There you go.
And where can people send envelopes to your house?
To the Right City Wrestling Academy. Send them there and I will receive them.
I'm asking for a friend. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We'd love
you
for you
for
to come
having
back.
me. It's been great.
This is Dave's Video Graveyard. Coming up next
Can I
Monday.
just, and also shout out, it is my wife's birthday today, so happy birthday.
Oh, happy
now.
birthday.
Oh, I did suggest before we start making the whole show about her, and you said
You're
no.
an idiot. Don't make me look bad.
Happy birthday going out to you. Hope you have a fantastic day. And what are we doing next Monday? No idea.
Haven't we got your mate?
I don't know what the date is next Monday. So
The 19th.
no. Maybe it is then. We'll find out.
Check
if
out our
it shows up.
Facebook
Yeah.
page because Dave doesn't.
It's been a long evening. I deleted all my songs. This is Dave's Video Graveyard.
We professional.